Hello, I'm Tom Levesque here. We are here with Dr. Douglas S. Steinbrech, our weekly live Q&A with Dr. Steinbrech on the Alpha Male Plastic Surgery YouTube channel. As always, Dr. Steinbrech, how are you doing today?
Doing super awesome. Saw some wonderful consults today and did some beautiful surgeries. So super exciting, super
Awesome,
exciting day.
awesome. What about the questions? We have a few questions this week, but before we jump in and get to the questions, give us like kind of like the day in the life, right? You have your surgery day, and then you have your consults, and then you take a
Yeah.
break. Like give us kind of like what was your day like routine when you woke up today till
Sure.
today, live.
So last night, I always say, Alexa, wake me up at 5 a.m. But sometimes we have to get up a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
Uh, I just set my office alarm for 5 a.m. tomorrow. But sometimes we start our day. We start the first case at 6 a.m. Sometimes if we have a long day, we have to start at 5. I've even started some cases at 4:30. The staff is amazing. They come in early. They like to get done early and get finished, in a reasonable time. I used to finish at the OR sometimes 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock,
oh wow,
and we've moved everything back so we can get done by 5, 6, 7 o'clock with time to spare. So that's good. And then today, also saw some great post-ops as well. Some awesome Ozempic, and we'll talk about this Ozempic kind of people and massive weight loss people with great torso type body lifts. So that was super awesome.
nice.
And some other great BNAs. Have a guy that we did, that Alex Poro, who is actually, I want to do a shout out. Alex is super awesome. He's going to be in a bodybuilding competition next week. I am
Nice.
so ticked off because I'm going to be at the LA office doing surgery out there. I'm going to miss it. But if any of you guys are out, he's going to be in Pennsylvania, and he's just going to be rocking the transformation uh, 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 section of it, and he's going to do really, really well. I'm absolutely sure. He's a super awesome guy.
Nice. And the reason why I asked you why, because I wanted to preface for, I come see you right on a consult. What are the questions we should ask as patients, or questions you wish we would ask as patients when they come to see you during a consult?
Are you a board certified plastic and reconstructive surgeon? Are you a member of the Aesthetic Society, which is the top tier of membership? There are a lot of other, I don't want to say fake societies or mimicky societies or crackerjack societies where you just pay money and they send you a certificate in the mail, crackerjack. And I don't want to say anything negative about any of those societies, but really the top full general surgery training, or a combined general surgery, plastic and reconstructive surgery training, and many times aesthetic fellowship. The Aesthetic Society, you have to ask if you're a member of that.
Okay, so obviously, just make sure
Oh,
you're board certified, obviously, uh,
yeah,
as well as when you see a cosmetic surgeon, it's not necessarily a plastic surgeon. So just be mindful of that, and what goes along with board certification. So for people that don't know, Dr. Steinberg has to do X amount of stuff per year to stay current, testing and so forth. So it keeps you current. So when you hear board certified plastic surgeon, it's kind of a big deal. So just
you
look
got
out
it.
for that.
The other thing you want to ask for are BNAs.
Yeah.
That's short for before and afters. They should have galleries that are huge. Like if they say they do men's, a lot of people say they do men's plastic surgery, and they'll be a picture of a dude, or they'll just buy the Google terms. You search male plastic surgery, and then it'll say, "Hey, I'm Bob Jones, and I do men's plastic surgery." And then you get the website, and you see butterflies and orchids and breast augmentations and women. They probably don't, but what the real kicker is, just miles and miles and miles of galleries that show. And I just talked to a patient yesterday, and he said he was all signed up with a group in Texas ready to have his abs sculpted. And then he asked him, like, do you really do men? And how long have you did it? And one of the girls sort of sheepishly in the office
Huh.
said, well, we kind of started like 2 years ago,
Wow.
but we're not going to give you back your deposit. And he
Ooh.
said, forget it. keep my deposit. I'm going to go to New York. And he came to our office because he saw our galleries. It's all about the
Awesome.
galleries.
That's awesome. Yeah, because before and afters are something that you really kind of can fake if there
Yeah.
is, if there is a lot of before and afters, it means that people consented. You see a lot of patients and that kind of stuff. And a lot of these sites only have like one or two, which I think is a red flag.
But interestingly, Tom, you can fake before and afters.
Oh, well,
And
Photoshop.
And
Yeah,
there are a lot of patients, and this is the other thing for people who are looking at plastic surgery to know. If you go, we're very consistent with our lighting. Sometimes you can't control, somebody might go run out and get a tan or something like that. But you have to look, make sure they're the same person. Look for a mole to
yeah,
make sure they're the same
yeah,
person.
yeah,
That's number one, because some of our transformations are so different
yeah. Yeah,
that you do have to look for a mole. The
correct.
other thing that people will fake, they'll fake lightings. They'll put things in the shadows, and that hides a lot of irregularities and a lot of issues. Or they'll put the light very high and indirect if they really want to show something off, or if they want to for faces, they'll be bright and overlook, or they'll wear a lot of makeup. Just obvious. When I do men, you can't tell them to wear a lot of makeup. They don't wear a lot of makeup.
Correct.
So we're pretty we try and be really honest. I always challenge my patients because I can even see some blurry stuff.
Yeah,
I can see differences in the lenses with other gallery sites.
yeah.
And I always challenge people, I dare you to find anything because we know for a fact that nothing's manipulated.
Got it. Before we get to the next question, got a question from a viewer. What's the youngest and oldest age you have done surgery for?
The youngest, probably. I mean, I've done surgery on a newborn, so to
Yeah,
do to take to do foreskin to take the foreskin off of a
yeah,
newborn. I've done that. And the oldest, I would say, we have this Jack guy, and he just actually called the office the other day.
yeah.
He's a big CEO out in California, a major company that everybody uses every day, and we did pec implants and bicep implants and gave him these amazing abs. And he looks like a gazillion bucks, and he always wears this nice cashmere sweater. Looks amazing, really looks very young for his age. And he is now, I think he's 78, but we started doing, things here or there when he was 68, 70, 72, 74. He looks amazing.
And a few things people also should keep in mind is Dr. Steinbrech is a plastic and reconstructive surgeon, so he maybe might do stuff that may in the past or during his training may have to do with other stuff, and also with age, obviously you have to get medical approval, and if you're signed off by your physician, blood tests and everything's great. It's not just about age at that point. It could be a bit older than you would think. Okay,
Yeah.
next question. Okay, so now kind of coming out of the rear here. Are men getting BBLs and implants? And can you expand on gluteal augmentation options for men that are looking for a bigger derriere, if you will?
Yeah, there are two main ways to go. Is one is body banging, so we have a body banging quarterback
Yeah,
butt lift,
yeah,
or our short version of that is we call it the Brady butt, because
mm,
everybody wants that quarterback butt.
yeah,
And what it really means, guys, women might want to have more of a Kardashian kind of thing, very hippie. Even those are going a little bit out of style. Sorry, Kim. But even the Kardashians undid it. That's what's
yeah.
led to this reversal of it. Guys don't want any of that. Guys want everything sharp. They want more of an athletic concavity on the side,
Concavity,
a
yeah,
hip dip,
love that word. Yeah,
very athletic, like a bodybuilder, or maybe just a little bit rounded, like a Speedo bubble butt,
yeah,
squeezable. But they definitely don't want anything that's very hippie or hippish. That's not what we do. So when we do our body banging butt lift, Tom Brady, there you go, baby. It looks very athletic, and it looks really really nice. And sometimes guys are a little bit hippie, so they're just broader boned, and we can actually make them look more athletic and have a smaller waist. And then also we give it more projection. We don't put it out here, we give it more projection.
yeah.
So it's very athletic. And then any fat that's left over from their gut, we not only put it in their butt, but we also put it in the shoulders. So we're making the shoulders wider and we're leaning out but giving them more projection back posteriorly. So we do that, and then some guys come in from WeHo. I have guys that come in from Singapore, guys in Chelsea that are ripped, bodybuilders that don't have any, even porn stars, they don't have a lick, OnlyFans people, they don't have a lick of fat.
Yeah.
For those people, gluteal implants.
Love it. All right. So you have the options there. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the male model makeover. We're going to show a new cool video you did recently, just launched today. It's done really well.
Yeah.
However, though, one of the questions we got for this week's show is, you know what? I love the male model makeover. I love the look. What are some permanent options for me for facial aesthetics?
So it's great because you have a lot of options.
Yeah.
Chin implant, gonial implants. Those are the angle implants back here to make them pop like Brad Pitt. Also cheekbone implants. We have implants that go underneath the eyes if you really need them. So you can even do an extended square implants, which a lot of people like because they like that more of a Thor look with a broader square chin. And you can even do a complete wraparound. So what we do, this is really cool, Tom. We get a CAT scan of your natural anatomy. Then we shape a goal based on what you want to look like, and then we do a separation of the two or a relief between the two, and you subtract the subtraction study, they call it, from your goal and from your actual CAT scan, and then that goes to the computer. The computer then synthesizes a model of it, and you make a wraparound jawline that can be slipped in through two pieces and then comes together in the middle. So you can have your entire jawline put together in one shot.
That's insane.
It's very cool.
Well, I know you really can't talk about this because of HIPAA, but I figured just put the question up anyway. Any celebrities you have done, but I know you can't answer this one.
I can't. All I can say is movie stars, check. Huge rock stars, check. And then a lot of other interesting people, media, authors, opera stars, a lot of different interesting people.
And just so you know, obviously Dr. Steinbrech would never divulge who he operated on unless they
No.
consented to it, and it's part of, like I say, a promotion or something.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Wouldn't do it. And we keep our secrets.
Love it. All right, so now this is fun for me because I love media, and Dr. Steinbrech just kind of launched something pretty cool today, actually. So hold on.
All right, let's
we're gonna first do the male model makeover video. So let's launch this.
Male model makeover just in 10 minutes. We're just going to sharpen up his cheekbones, sharpen his jawline. Here's a beautiful post-op, gorgeous jawline, and a really nice cheekbone. Looks fantastic.
Okay.
There you go.
Now that guy already got 800 views, which is pretty cool. Already launched a few hours ago. That guy looked good to begin with. Give me kind of like your strategy on, how did you do it and how did you mold?
Yeah, he has good basic anatomy, but we could strengthen those things. He's a model, obviously. But we all get a little bit older and we all start to get a little bit softer. He's incredibly good looking. What he wanted to do is he wanted to stay as sharp as he was when he was in his early 20s. So that's what we did. So we sharpened up the jawline, sharpened up the cheekbone, nice high cheekbone, and then took it squared off the chin. He looks fantastic, and it keeps him looking younger, so he can continue to get those great modeling jobs that he does. And the other thing about that particular model is this guy's got a heart of gold. He's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. You know how we all like to think, oh, he's handsome, he's a model, he's a jerk. We hate him. There's no way to hate this guy because he'd be the nicest guy in the room. Such a sweetheart. But that's what we do. But you don't have to be a model, or you may not be a model, but you may just be in business, or you may be a math teacher, and you just want to look good and feel good.
Love it. Next one is body banking, which we discussed, in detail last week. And what's interesting about this one, similar to the first guy, this is Zach, and he's a very handsome guy, and I felt looked great to begin with, but
Yeah.
you can see some really strong results.
I'm freaking out. We gotta go to the tape here. So this is Zach. He's a model and he's an Instagrammer. He was reaching 39. It felt like he was getting out of shape. So we did body banking.
There's that. Really carved him up. He looks great.
So
Yeah.
I put it on mute so we can watch it while you speak. Yeah, just give us kind of the strategy there. Guy looks great. He's a handsome guy. He's a model, as I understand. But you made him look even better. How did you approach this case?
Yeah, so just like Andrew from before, Zach is obviously he's like very handsome. He's done a ton of modeling,
Yeah.
but he just kind of felt, just like we said in the video, he felt like he was starting to get it's genetic, it's time, it's sun exposure. It just softens up things. The skin loosens up a little bit. And it was just, even though he was working hard at the gym, there are things that start to pop out once you're 20s, you get into your late 20s, and then you're like, holy moly, where did that come from? And that's because in caveman days, once you got hit 20, 30, you were a grandpa, because the men were 14 running around catching the deers and the bears, and the grandparents had to hang around in the cave. They were like in their 30s, maybe 35, because you turn 35 years old, you're dead. So Mother Nature, when you turn the end of your 20s, she starts to pack on those pockets of fat. And even though you're gym, that can be a stubborn thing. So what we did for him, for Zach, we just carved him up. We just took it all out everywhere. And we really sharpened up his abs, did some high def, beautiful liposuction. And then we took all those cells for structure and volume, put them in the shoulders, put them in the traps, put them up at the upper chest, a little projection in the butt. And he just is ready to rock that shower.
Love it. Now,
Tom, I can't wait to do yours, man.
I know,
That shower scene.
I'm losing some weight, so I'll get to the point where I'll be able to get
Your wife. We're gonna give that to your wife for her birthday. That shower scene.
That's right. She would, if I look like that, she'd be a happier camper. All right, we're gonna round out this week with Ozempic. It's been a hot topic.
Yeah.
Some controversy around it. It's it is approved by the FDA for diabetics. However, one of the side effects is weight loss. So walk us through that, Doc.
Yeah. So it's injectable. It's really a very powerful. I mean, it's been. Thanks, guys, for your comments. It's been a game changer. There are things that we see in the plastic surgery world, and we go to the conference and like, what's new? Oh, that's kind of interesting. Then 2 years later, it's gone, poof, and then on the next thing. And a lot of it snake oil. It doesn't really work. It's marketing ploys. But this Ozempic was really a game changer. People are losing so much weight, and not just the housewives of New York. Other people, now the housewives. What do they call it? The housewives of Ozempic. That's what they're calling it on Bravo. So this is a game changer. These people are losing so much weight, but even not necessarily even like 100 pounds, but just using 30, 40, 50, 70 pounds, you're going to need to trim some of that out. Yeah. So we'll show it next week. This is a little teaser. We have a great BNA of a guy that lost 100 pounds. And it's just really an example of if you go on Ozempic, you're going to lose some weight, and you just have to be ready. There are going to be so many people out there, but we just want to make sure that they go to the right surgeons, because you want to go to people that do, particularly if they're men. I mean, you want to go to somebody that really does men and knows where to hide the incisions versus the ladies. And there are two great guys. One is a poor guy I mentioned earlier, but another guy that was massive weight loss and has a major competitive bodybuilder, and an amazing guy is a guy named Lolly. So if you want to see his transformation, you have to see it. Spectacular. It's on Amazon. And it's a guy named Anthony Lolly. Just Google him and Google his transformation. He did a whole documentary about it. And guess, Tom, who his surgeon was.
Yeah. Well, he'll probably be on one week. We'll invite Anthony on. We'll chop it up. I think it'll be fun to hear from
We
him.
have to have it. We have to guest him on this thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's easy to do, and it'd be cool to see his point of view.
Yeah, you can tell us
as a
the story.
patient. Yeah, and so it's pretty interesting. So it's kind of like you have this weight loss drug that is efficacious, it works, and kind of the side effect is now serendipitously you lost weight, you feel great, but now it's like I have loose skin, and you don't think about that, and that's one of the byproducts of losing a lot of weight. And then Dr. Steinbrech does, like he says, like an apron, pulls it down, tucks the pants, the shirt into the pants, and he's got some great results. Just before we wrap up, everybody, go to maleplasticsurgery.com as a follow up. Feel free to put in a consult request. Joe and his team, they're great people to answer any questions you have, even before you come in, and then when you come in, you spend some time with Doc, and it's really a nice journey along the way, and it's really a nice experience. So, Doc, I'll have you say the parting words. A quick one this week, but effective nevertheless. So, I'll have you say the parting words.
Yeah, we're super excited to be here, and one of the things, check out our YouTube videos at Male Plastic Surgery, because you'll see like our team is very passionate about what we do, and that's what we're super excited about. And I'm always super excited to educate people more about it. And feel free to DM me. You can do it through the Male Plastic Surgery
Yes.
Instagram, or even Dr. Steinbrech. That's my own personal one. You can go ahead and say hi. I'm happy. I always like to meet new people.
Love it. Well, listen, maleplasticsurgery.com,
All right, Tom.
and I'm Tom Levecchia for Dr. Steinbrech, and we wish you guys well. Have a great week.